Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful baby bonnet. Look at this. Now this is an absolutely beautiful baby bonnet. Now it does have a little row of chains in between underneath here that sort of helps build the fan on this. Now I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of the pattern. It's a little 2-row pattern, but the second row is really quick because it's only a chain and a V-stitch, a chain and a V-stitch. It's really easy, and the little fan is absolutely beautiful. Now look at that. I finished the bonnet on this fan row or a shell, whatever you want to call it. I've got a little bow here, but this is one of those little bows that you can take off. I cheated. You can take that off. Now you get these on Amazon. They're called crocodile clip hair bows, and normally you get 2 of each one, and this is a 2-inch one. This one, the parent or whoever buys the hat can always remove this and they can use it in the baby's hair later on or just hang on to it. Now I put a little ribbon on to tie this, so this little ribbon's on it. It's really easy. I'll show you how to do this back part. Now this one is not flat like some of the other bonnets I've done where it's a actual like old traditional bonnet where it's flat on the back. This one isn't, it's rounded, so that helps with the size as well, so you don't need a lot of pattern. Now there will be a video for the actual blanket to match this. It's so pretty. It's just a 2-row repeat. The yarn I use for this is this King Cole Baby Glitz. Now even though it's glittery, it is soft. It is really soft. I've got my camera down quite low so you can pick that glit up. It's got all different pastel colours. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now the one thing with this bonnet, if you want, this one should fit 3 to 6 months. If you want a smaller bonnet, you can just do 4 rounds if you want a very small bonnet. If you want a quick way to make a bigger bonnet, you can use the same stitch count and use a bigger hook to make it bigger. You can use the same stitch count and use a smaller hook and make it smaller. The other way to make it bigger and smaller is to do an extra round, like I said. So we're going to start with a magic ring, and we're going to put 12 UK treble crochets into it. If you're in the USA, that's double crochets for you. So I've got the tail end of my yarn on my hand. I've got the tail end of the yarn on my hand, and I'm just going to wrap it around and cross it over. Put your hook under here and pull the working yarn through like this, so you've got a loop. Now you can just do a chain of 3 and then slip stitch it together into a little circle. So put your yarn over your hook and pull it through that loop, and that's going to make your first stitch. Just wriggle it and it'll tighten it in, and that's you got your magic loop. And what you do with that is when you pull this tail, it tightens that loop in like this. So that one there counts as chain 1. We're going to do another 2, 1 and 2, so that means that's a chain of 3, and that makes your first treble crochet. And if you're in the USA or another country, that's a double crochet for you. So that counts as your first stitch. You're going to put another 11 stitches, and that one will make 12. So we need 12 all together, including that one. So that's stitch 1. So yarn over and in to your magic loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That's 2. We need 12 all together. It's 3, so that's me got 12. I'm going to pull the tail, and that is going to pull that circle in tight. Pulls it right in tight. You can stitch that in once you're finished. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that tail just a little bit. I've got it just a little bit too much, but I've still left enough to stitch in. Now into your chain of 3, you'll go slip stitch into the top of the chain of 3. So we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain of 3. Just pull through and pull through, and you've got this little ring. Now I'm using a really small hook because I'm making a really small newborn size baby bonnet. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now into that same stitch you're going to put another treble crochet. So yarn over and into that same stitch, that same slip stitch, and that gives you 2. Now we're going to put 2 stitches into each of these ones, so we're going from 12 to 24 stitches. So into the next stitch and put 2 in there, 1 and another one into the same stitch. We're increasing this full round, 1 and 2 into the next stitch, all the way around, 2 into the next stitch, so that's 1 and 2, 2 into the next one, and you should have 24 stitches. So into my last stitch I'm going to do my 2 increase, 1 and 2. So we've now got 24. Now into the top of that chain you're just going to slip stitch into the top of the chain. So I've got 2 into each of my stitches. So we started with 12, now we've got 24. Now each round you should increase by an extra 12 stitches, and we're going to do this until we have 60 stitches. So that is your centre, and we put 2 into each stitch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to increase on every second stitch. So we're going to do a chain of 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now into the next stitch you're going to put 2 treble crochets, and if you're in the USA that's a double crochet for you. Put 2 into the same stitch, 1 into the next stitch, then put 2 into the next stitch, 1 and 2. You're going to do that all the way around. 1 into the next stitch and 2 into the next stitch. So I've got 36 stitches around, and into the top of the chain I'm going to slip stitch to close this round. Now make sure you don't go into that stitch. Count 1, 2 and 3 into the top of the chain and slip stitch through. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 treble crochets and then an increase, 1, 2, then increase, 1, 2, then increase, and we're slowly going to do that until we have 60 stitches, and that should be by round 5. So we've done round 1, round 2 and round 3. So this one's got 12, this one is 24, there is 2 in each stitch. The third round is 36, there is 1 treble crochet, then an increase with 2 into the same stitch, then 1, then 2. You can see it there. Then 1, then 2. All the way around, and you should have 36 stitches. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. So now that's stitch 1. We're going to go 1 into the next stitch. That's stitch 2. And then we'll do an increase. That's 1 and 2. 1 into the next one. That's 1. 1 into the next one. That's 2. And we're going to put 2 into that one. Increase in this one on your third stitch. And 2 into that same stitch. So this is what we've done. We've got 1 and 1 and then increase. 1 in that stitch, 1 in that stitch and 2 in that one. You're going to do that all the way around. So it's 1 in that one, 1 in that one. So that's 2 and increase into the next one all the way around. So I've done 1, 2, 3, round 4. We're going to 1, 2, 3 and slip stitch into that top of that chain. Now you're going to chain 3 for round 5. 1, 2, 3. Now that counts as stitch 1. So into the next stitch, that's 2. Into the next one, that's 3. So we're going to do 3 in between each increase this time. So we're doing 3. 2 into the next stitch, that should increase. 1 into the next one. Got a little knot in my yarn here. Go. So 1 into the next one, 1 into the next one, that's 2. 1 into the next one, that's 3. And then increase. 1 and 2. Then we're going to do 3 along, that's 1, 2 and 3, and then increase. 1 and 2. 1 into the next one. Do that all the way around. You'll have 3 stitches in between your increases. So I've got 1, 2 and 3, and then increase, and round 5 should make 60 stitches. So we've increased by 12 each round. So I'm on my last increase in my increase. So I've done my 1, 2, 3 singles, and I'm going to increase in this last stitch, and then into the top of the chain I'm going to slip stitch, and this is what you have. Now if you're doing a preemie size, you can stop here and start the pattern. Now I'm going to do one full round of treble crochet. If you're in the USA, that's double crochets. These are double crochets if you're not in the UK. Now if you want a 3 to 6 months, do one more increase round. Increase it up to 72. So the more increase rounds you do, the bigger your bonnet's going to be. That's how you make this bigger. Now I'm going to do a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to put 1 treble crochet into each stitch all the way around, and I should still have my 60 stitches. So round 6 is just 1 into each stitch, unless you're going to continue to increase and make this bigger. So I'm nearly at the end, and I've got my 2 stitches. So we'll put 1 treble crochet into each stitch all the way around. And if you're in the USA, that's a double crochet for you. Now I'm going to slip stitch to the top of that chain. Now you'll notice your little hat has gone like this, and that's fine, that is fine. Now that's the inside, where the tail is the inside, and this is the outside of your hat. What you're going to do now, you're going to chain one. We're going to start the pattern. Now into that very first stitch, you're going to do a double crochet, a UK double crochet. If you're in the USA, that's a single crochet for you. You're going to chain one and go in there again and do another double crochet like that. You're going to skip 2 stitches and we're going to build a fan or a shell, whatever you want to call it. It's 7 treble crochets. If you're in the USA, that's 7 double crochets all into the same stitch. So you've done a double crochet, a chain one, and a double crochet into that first stitch. If you're in the USA, that's a single crochet, chain one, and a single crochet. You're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and build your fan in here. So we're going to put 7 stitches into here, all into the same stitch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you've got that little fan. You're going to skip to 1, 2. In here, you're going to do a UK double crochet, 1 chain, and a double crochet. And if you're in the USA, that's a single crochet, 1 chain, and a single crochet. You'll skip 2 and then build a fan. Skip 2 and then do that double crochet, 1 chain, and double crochet all the way around. So we're skipping 2, and I'm going to do a double crochet. That's a single if you're in the USA. Chain 1 and another one into the same stitch. You're going to skip 2 and do a fan. That's 7 into the 1 stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Skip 2 and do a double crochet, 1 chain, and a double crochet. Skip 2 and do a fan. You're going to do that all the way around. So this is a little bonnet so far. Now I've done my last fan and I've got 2 stitches. Now to remember here we did a double crochet, a chain, and a double crochet. I'm going to slip stitch into there. Now I'm going to go right into the middle where that chain 1 is and slip stitch. Now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to start turning our work. We're going to work around that way and then work back, around that way and work back. So we're going to turn your work around. Now into that same space we're going to put a treble crochet. Just go in there, just to begin with, into that double crochet bundle. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now here is your fan of 7 stitches. You're going to count 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th one, which should be the top of your fan, you're going to put a UK double crochet. If you're in the USA, this is a single crochet for you, into the top of there. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now down here in the chain space where your 2 double crochets are, in the chain space, you're going to put a V stitch. So yarn over, put 1 treble crochet and 1 more, and if you're in the USA, that's a double crochet for you. Then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now this is the second row of the pattern. These are the 2 rows you'll keep repeating. So you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches and double crochet into the top of your fan. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then put your V stitch into the chain space of those double crochets down there. 1 and 2. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip 3 stitches in the fan, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the top. You should be going into the top of the fan because the fan's got 7 stitches, so you skip 3, double crochet into the top and skip 3 down. So double crochet, that's a single crochet if you're in the USA. 1, 2, 3, chain, skip 1, 2, 3, and in between the double crochet in the chain space put your V stitch. Now this is quite a quick row, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 1, 2, 3 of the fan and into the top, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, down into the double crochets down here, put your V stitch, 1 and 2. You're just going in between those 2 double crochets that are down there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 1, 2, 3, into the top of the fan. So I've done the top of my fan and I've done a chain 3. Now I'm back at the beginning. What I'm going to do is into that double crochet we're going to put another V stitch beside this one. We're not going to join. So into that same stitch as that V stitch we're going to put another V stitch in there. That's 1 and 2. Now what you're going to do now is you're going to do a chain 1 and turn your work back. Make sure it goes round the right way, and that's our little pattern. These are the 2 rows we're going to keep repeating, the fan row and the V stitch row. So into the V stitch you're going to put the double crochets. So 1 double crochet, 1 chain and 1 double crochet into that V stitch. Now go straight over to the double crochet on top of the fan and we're going to build another fan, 7 treble crochets. That's 7 double crochets if you're in the USA. So that's 1, make sure you do 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now no chains or anything, go straight over to your V stitch, into the V stitch, do a double crochet, a UK double crochet, chain 1 and another double crochet. Straight over to this double crochet on the top of the fan, make another fan, 7 treble crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Now over to your V-stitch, put a double crochet, chain 1 and a double crochet. Then move to your next fan, build your fan in there, straight over to here, double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet in the V-stitch, and then build a fan, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the V-stitch, and then build a fan. Do that all the way along. So I've come all the way around and I'm at my V-stitch here. So I've done my last fan and I've done 7 stitches in the fan. So I'm going to do my double crochet, my 1 chain and a double crochet. What we're going to do now is we're going to just chain the 1 and turn. Now in between those 2 double crochets that we've just done, we're going to put a treble crochet right in where that chain 1 is. We're going to do another one to do our V-stitch. So that's our V-stitch done. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So skip 1, 2, 3 and do a double crochet in the top of the fan. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3 and put a V-stitch in between these 2 double crochets. So in between the 2 double crochets that we did, into the chain 1 space of it, you're going to do a V-stitch, and that's 2 treble crochets. And these are double crochets if you're in the USA. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip 3 spaces of the fan, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th and top one, do a double crochet, and do that all the way around. So it's chain 3 and put a V-stitch in between, in the chain space in between those 2 double crochets that we did. 1 and 2. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip 1, 2, 3 and in there do a double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Do your V-stitch in between these 2 double crochets. These are the 2 rows you'll keep repeating. So I've done my last chain of 3 and I've got my 2 double crochets down here and my 1 chain, and I'm going to put my last V-stitch in, just wriggle in between those 2 stitches into that chain 1 space, 1 and 2. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Now I'm going to go into the V-stitch. We're going to do a double crochet, 1 chain and a double crochet into that V-stitch. So a double crochet, 1 chain and a double crochet. And we're going to build our next fan. And I'm going to do those 2 rows until I have 5 sets of fans on my bonnet. So it's just straight over to this double crochet above the fan, into there, and we're going to do 7 treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Make sure you do 7 because you'll skip 3 and you'll work into the top and skip 3 when you do the V-stitch row. So we're at our V-stitch here. We're going to put a double crochet, 1 chain and a double crochet, and then move over to the double crochet in the top of the fan, and you're going to build your next fan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then over to the V-stitch, double crochet, 1 chain and a double crochet. And that's what we're going to do all the way around until, oops, so we'll do those 2 rows. We'll do those 2 rows all the way around until we have 5 sets of fans. So welcome back. Now I did 6 of the pattern repetitions. So that's the fan row and the V-stitch row with the chains. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And I'm going to finish it on the 6 because it's got this round part on the back that'll go around the back of the baby's head like this. So that's going to fit, I would say, 3 to 6 months. Or maybe younger, maybe younger. Not every child's got the same size of head, if you know what I mean. And a lot of babies are quite sort of large as well. And that is going to be a perfect fit. Now all I'm going to do with this, I'm going to get my hook, I'm going to cut my yarn, and I'll leave room to sew. And I'm just going to pull this through. Now you can either put ribbon on, you can sew a length of ribbon around here and stitch it securely, or you can do a crochet tie. If you don't cut your yarn, you can just make yourself a really easy little chain like this. If you make it long enough, then you can do that to tie the hat on or the bonnet. I shouldn't have cut that, I should have left it. You can make a chain and you can tie it on with that. So that is how you finish the hat. Just sew on a piece of ribbon, or you can make a little chain with your yarn, not that small. You could actually just do that in a little loop. You can do that in a little loop and put a button there, and you can actually just button it on, or make a nice big long one to tie, and one at this side to tie on. You'll see that in the final pictures. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please give this a try. Give it a try. It's really quite easy and it's beautiful. It is so pretty. It's so pretty. So please subscribe to the channel. And if you want a little free update when I post up another tutorial, then click on the bell icon. If you click on the bell icon, you'll get a free notification from YouTube telling you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.